So, my name is Jonas, this is Sublime Media, and on this channel I talk about records and record related stuff. I also have a shop here in Sweden called sublimemedia.se. Check it out, I'm pretty proud of it. It's mainly for the Swedish audience, but I send to anywhere in the world, from 15 euro and up. So if you find anything you need, just let me know. Today I'm going to talk about reissues. It's like this, since I opened a shop, I have had an explosion of new releases, like in my collection. Because some of them I really wanted to check out so I can add them to the shop, so I can recommend them. Sometimes it's a no-brainer, and I wanted myself a copy. And other times it's just like the usual, you follow something, you need it, you buy it, you play it, and you love it. You know the deal. But some of these are still in print. You can order them at my shop or just PM me if you want. And I think it's like 30 records, so I'm going to fly by them pretty fast. But I'm going to say what I think about the music and the pressing quality of every single one, so bear with me now. But first, cue music. Okay, so here we go. This is actually not in my shop at all. This is a find from a sale on Record Store Day releases. I only bought it because it was cheap. It said RTI and high quality 180 gram. Now, when you read the hype sticker, it's mastered by Bernie Grundman and limited to 7,000 copies, and this is number 1779. But the music isn't that good. Like Roy Hargrove and Mulgrove Miller in harmony. I think that this was released 2021, recorded like 2020 or something like that. It's too much piano bar playing. Not my thing. I'm going to sell this. But I think that's the only release from what I'm going to show you that I'm not in love with. And this is a great example. This is Dexter Gordon, Have No Fear, Dex is Here, live at Guldhatten 1972. So I think at this time period, Dexter Gordon lived in Copenhagen and were in Sweden a lot of times to play. In 1972, it's a little bit later in his career. So you have Lasse Sjösten on piano and Torbjörn Hundkrantz on double bass, but also Lero Low on drums. He doesn't stand up tunes. He's in great mood, talking with the audience and stuff like that. When it comes to recording quality, it's good. It's not audiophile at any sort of sense, but the music is fantastic. I mean, it's just insane that we have this live take with Dexter Gordon from 1972. Very, very, and in great mood. Comes with a printed insert, and there's the label from Melatonin Records. Great one. It's in my shop. Get it. This is not in my shop. I wish it was. I don't think that I can put it up there. Anyways, this was also a find, like a third of the price on a sale on Record Store Day releases. And I don't know why, because these sells. So, and it's my first one on Elemental. This is Bill Evans' Treasures, solo trio and orchestra recordings from Denmark, 65 to 69. Trifold, gatefold, trifold release. And what really spurred me to get this is because, just like in Sweden, Denmark had fantastic recording engineers in this time period, and with stuff from radio broadcasts and so forth, the quality is often 100%. And the same goes with this. It sounds terrific. It's an audiophile quality release. I think that Melinda gets these for free by Elemental. So if you're listening to this, Elemental, send me everything. I'll be sure to show it. This is number 6,213 out of 1,000,000. Obviously, I keep on getting the classic series from Blue Note. I'm never gonna stop. I've actually put up everything that you can get now from Blue Note in my shop. This is Mosaic with Art Blakey and Jazz Messengers. You have Freddie Hubbard, Curtis Fuller, Wayne Shorter, Cedar Walton, and Jimmy Merritt from 1961. I never had a copy of this, not on CD, not on vinyl, but I've listened to it digitally. But it's been a while, and it's really, really good. Especially Art Blakey's drumming on this one. He does things I've never heard him do before. Listen to Mosaic, the title track, the first track on the record. I mean, it's I don't know, maybe a 6-minute song or something like that, and he doesn't do anything the same twice on the entire record. He's everywhere on the kit, but always with a very sort of cool touch to it. Yeah, and obviously I also got this. This is Wayne Shorter's Night Dreamer from 1964, I think. And this is Lee Morgan, Reggie Workman, Elvin Jones, and etc. And etc. in this case is McCoy Tyner. So I don't know if he had obligations of impulse or something like that. But yeah, he's not on the front. He's on the back, but not on the front. I have to say that this is again a great sounding record. I'm so glad that we are able to get these, because I don't think that this. I mean, this is about as end game of Blue Note records that you can get. The Tone Poets are nicer because they sound maybe a little bit better, but you get a better sort of jacket. But this is, I mean, this is a 10 out of 10 in sound quality, and music wise one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Wayne Shorter record that I've ever heard. So yeah, Real Gone Music had a sale and I put it up on my site. A lot of customers bought Black Jazz records, and now it's like the sale is still up, but you can't get any of the records. So the train has gone, unfortunately. But a lot of my customers got them. Proceed with Caution, Kelvin Keys. This is one that I kept for myself from the Black Jazz. And when I got this and when I started playing, because I've had some original pressings of Black Jazz, but they are so expensive and I bought them so cheap, so I ended up selling them. So I don't have an original left. Comes with an insert. But I knew the sound quality of them, and they sound great, but these sound incredible for what it is. And I tried to do the research. They are not cut from original analog tapes or something like that. I think they are digital copies, but they sound fantastic. So if you get your hands on one of these Real Gone Music reissues of Black Jazz, you will not be disappointed, I guarantee it. And the same goes with this. This is also Real Gone Music. It's not Black Jazz, but Atco, but it's the same thing. It's the same treatment. They sound great. I don't have an original press to compare it to. I have other Atco records, but not this particular one. Great one, guitar record. And they even do, like everyone should, try to redo the original label. So again, if you get a copy of this, you won't be disappointed. It sounds great. So Analog Production has a great sort of stretch of prestige records. This is one that I got just to check the sound quality, and it's amazing. So I haven't sold any one of this. This is for my own collection. Eric Dolphy at the 5 spot with Booker Little, Mull Waldron, Richard Davis and Eddie Blackwell. Like one of the classic records. Done by 2021, done by Kraft Records on the license of courtesy of Concord to Analog Productions. But I can't find information now on the record who cut it, but something tells me that it was Ryan K. Smith, but I might be wrong here. I don't think it was Kevin. Anyway, I also got Out There with Eric Dolphy, and this has, let's see here. This has Ron Carter, George Duvivier, and Roy Haynes on it. Also, classic one. I've never had a copy of this, so I'm super glad to have it. The other one I have a 70s issue, but as you noticed, I've bundled the jazz in one. The rest of them will be like rock, pop, psych, you know the deal. But this is the last jazz record, and maybe the best sounding of the bunch. This is Sorcerer with Miles Davis. 2 LP set from Mo Fidelity, or Mo-Fi, 45 RPM. It sounds like a dream. I had early 70s reissue of this that I compared them, and I mean, it's not like, hey man, this is the end game when it comes to this records, and it feels like Mo-Fi's Miles Davis records is just, if you get them, you won't be disappointed, and there's no reason to have any other pressings left, really. Which takes us to rock, pop, and folk, and psych, and everything like that. And this is fresh as anything that is fresh. This is Alison Krauss and Union Station, Paper Airplane. This came this Friday, and it's Sunday today. So it's very, very new. It's not a new record because this was released in 2011. So I've listened to this on CD and digitally. I don't know how long. I love this record. You don't see me showing these sort of records often, do you? But this is one of those, like, I can't get enough of it. When they announced that they were going to press this on vinyl again, I was thrilled because I really hoped that this would be a good sounding record. You know, the Robert Plant and Alison Krauss records, they sound good, but they were produced by T-Bone Burnett. This is produced by the Union Station. You have mastered by Brad Blackwood at Euphonic Masters in Memphis, Tennessee, which I have no idea about. So, but I bought it. I think that maybe Analog Productions has something to do with it. It's on Rounder Records, but I don't. Yeah. Anyway, I put it on a turntable. I dropped the needle, and my mind was blown. Like, this is one of the best, if not the best, sounding record in my collection. It's insane. When she starts singing, she's singing in the entire room, like up, down, back, forth. She's everywhere. And when the instrument starts, the imaging, the details, it's a dream come true. This is an audiophile dream come true. Don't hesitate, if you are somewhat of Alison Krauss and Union Station fan, get a copy of this. Man, oh man. Woo! Okay. Like, in one way I could have easily shown this in the jazz section, but I actually have their first debut album. I have an original press of that in my prog section, so I thought, like, I'm gonna file this in prog, so I'm okay. Yeah, anyway, this is Moose Loose. And Moose Loose, if you are a fan of progressive music from Scandinavia, they were a band, let's say fusion band, from Norway in the 70s. This is a new record, live at Koningberg Jazz Festival 1973. 2 LP set. I think it's a 3-sided record, one's etched or just blank. But this is great. When listening to it, I compared it to a Norwegian form of Mahavishnu Orchestra because they are that good and there's so much energy and they are so tight. This is nothing compared to, like, you can't compare the studio album with this. This is much more energetic and, in my opinion, better. Like, but it's like talking about pears and apples, isn't it? A funny story. I get nowadays with the shop, I get records all the time, and people are ordering. One of my dearest friends, Tobbe, he ended up ordering this that I'm going to show you. But I'm also ordering sort of a little bit cheaper records when I find them from the distributors, and because I want to get it here, try them out on my system, and see if the label holds up. If it does, then I put it in my shop, because I want to have records that are official releases, the band gets their money, and that sounds at least decent. I mean, some of these tapes and stuff like that is just, you get what you get. But there are shady labels, and I don't want to put a shady label up there. So I get that all the time. With this record, I saw it in the crate that I had. I hadn't set it aside yet, so I ripped the plastic off, put it on a turntable, listened to it, blow my mind, went back, looked at the orders, and lo and behold, my friend had ordered it. It wasn't a cheapo record, not at all, but come on, look at that cover. It's a cheapo cover, isn't it? Like, it's so damn ugly. But the music is great. This is Blue Ash, a compilation record called Hearts and Arrows. I think it's the 2 only records that they released. So the 2 records on to, yeah, something like that. Anyway, I didn't do the research. I listened to it all the way through because when I ripped the plastic, this is mine now. So I ordered one for Tobbe. But I have to say, the music on this is, I haven't felt what I felt when I listened to this since I discovered Big Star. Big Star was one of those bands that when I heard it the first time, it blew me away. It was so ahead of its time, and when I discovered I Am the Cosmos with Chris Bell, it was a completely different game altogether. But yeah, Blue Ash has that sort of pop, 70s psych pop leans towards it. it's hard to describe. It's a rock record, like, yeah, but the feeling I got was that this is a band that no one knows. I'm the only one who knows it, and I love that sort of that feeling that you get sometimes. Great record. It's up in the shop, and I promise I won't rip the plastic on anything else that gets here. Yeah, again, Real Gone Music had their sale, so I got this just to check it out. It's a 60s pop record, Tintern and Abbey. No idea about this before. I've listened to it once all the way through, and it's a good 60s sort of record, but there were a lot of good 60s records, wasn't there? Beside the anthology, so 2 LP set. Sounds great. I think it's a compilation of all the singles and stuff like that they released, and they were very active. Nothing really to complain about, and yeah, very affordable also. So if you're into this stuff, check it out. So going fast now, this is also up in the shop, and this is one of the best records I've heard in a long time. I think it was released in 2021, and I had it on my want list. There's only one sample online, so you can't really get the feel of the record, but I hooked up with the guy, we talked, he sent me a copy, and yeah, this is Jens. Jens is definitely a character here in Sweden when it comes to progressive music from the 90s and onwards. He lives in a farm, I think he lives by himself, and the insert has lyrics, pictures of Jens and his friends and animals at the farm. So you see, really working the soil. There's the labels there, and it's super hard to see even what the tracks are called. I mean, it's a very anonymous record, but that's also the thing with this. It reminds me of Nick Cave. It reminds me of Josh T. Pearson's The Last of the Country Gentlemen. It's doomy, it's dark, and it's acid folk at its best. Sounds more like 1968 than 2021. I'll do some more, then I feel like I have to stop. The next one is up for pre-order. This is the Awesome Machine. Released, so I think 15th of January, something like that, on Ripple Music. So my shop got the rights to sell this, the only shop in Europe, I think. Except for that, they sell them in the States. The Awesome Machine is a Swedish band, and they were honored of being the first one in a new series from Ripple called Beneath the Desert Floor, so Chapter 1. And it's an amazing stoner rock record, I have to say. Like, I don't buy much stoner rock, but when it sounds like this, it's a no-brainer. Comes on gold vinyl. I think there's 500 copies, and I got 50 here in Sweden, and it's fast selling out already before it's even released. So if you want a copy, get it. Heavy Freaky Fuzzy. Yeah, moving on. This is Pussy Invasion 1973. So there's a band on Deram called Jerusalem, and it was produced by Ian Gillan from Deep Purple in 1972. When the band broke up, parts of the band formed Pussy. They recorded material, wrote and recorded material, produced again by Ian Gillan, and released a single. So a 7-inch with 2 songs, and then they just went out of obscurity. Maybe some of them played in bands, I actually don't know. But what happened was that they found the tapes, they re-released it, and this is it. So in one sense, it's the follow-up, the Jerusalem follow-up on Deram. That never was. It's the same kind of music, heavy rock, in maybe a blend between Deep Purple and Black Sabbath. From the time period. Great cover artwork. I mean, this has everything, the entire package. Highly recommended. So, a soul record from Real Gone. This is Honey and the Bees with Love. A very sought after and obscure, rare soul record in its original press. It was released on Josie, and I think that the Meters was released on Josie also. Colored vinyl, as you can see. Sounds great, just like the other Real Gone records, and I couldn't resist getting this because of the rarity of it. But it sounds great, and I don't have much soul, so this is a perfect soul record for me. Yeah, so I'm so glad that I have a copy of this. This is Truth and Janie, recorded in 1975, if I'm not mistaken. Released very few copies, if I understood it correctly, and a very sought after, impossible record to get nowadays. Lion Records and Rockadome did a reissue of this, and it sounds terrific. You get a insert, and they do everything correct with the original artwork on the label and rice paper sleeve. So yeah, audio quality fantastic. This is one of the best records I've ever heard in my life. There's not a dead second on this. It's one of the heaviest records also that I've heard in my life, and I can't understand how they didn't sell more copies, but I guess that with this sort of obscure artwork, with not having the name on the front, I mean, I don't know, but it's so damn good. It's better than most of the 70s records, and there are a lot, isn't there? But we don't stop there, do we? We have a 2 LP set that they also released now, with Truth and Janie from 1974. So before they released the record, if I understood it correctly. So this is Topeka Jam live in 1974. 2 LP set, 4 sides of blistering fuzz, like heavy ass Psych. Midnight Horseman, the first track, 22 minutes and 34 seconds, and it just goes on from there. Insane. Both of them is, if you're a heavy Psych fan, both of them are a must, in my opinion. From the almighty Frederick, that is in Screamer, I bought a few of his records now that he purged a little bit of his record collection. This is the Best of the Grateful Dead Live Volume 1, 1969 to 77, and look at that. Look at that cover. I mean, shit, that is a nice cover. Issued on Rhino Records, comes with a little pamphlet or a booklet, or I don't know what you call these things, like words on paper. Yeah, 2 LPs. Not much to say there. Yeah, and if you're a Dead fan, then I don't have many Dead records, so this is an awesome record to put in my collection, to my small Dead collection. Definitely need more. I need more. Okay, I'm gonna do one more, then I'm gonna let you go, because I could be here all night. I have so many records that I need to show. San Francisco's Shiver. This is an amazing record. Recorded in 1972, but released first in 2000. This is a reissue by Yunk Records. And it came as a black version, and a little bit rarer, obviously, but also more expensive colored version. Inner sheet. This is a heavy rock, fussed out monster. If you're into classic rock, this is a no-brainer. But the thing is, I sold a good bunch of records, the black version. So there are a lot of customers out there that got one, but it's sold out, so I can't get my hands on this anymore. The colored version is still out there, and it's still in my shop, but it's much more expensive. So I've only sold a handful of that, but when they are gone, I guess that they are gone forever. So if you want a copy, get the colored version, or buy the black version on Discogs or something like that. It's a fantastic record. So that's it, man. Long one, but thank you so much for watching. And if you have any questions and stuff like that, just write me a PM or comment, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.